welcome everybody to another edition of the Partner Series, the virtual kind. So like I said, we're going to keep this tight. We'll be done by 10:35, I promise. And we have Sloan and Bridget from PCNA. PCNA probably doesn't mean much to you on this call. I mean, Bridget is probably accurate. It's a holdings company essentially that has over the years acquired a lot of different suppliers in our industry. And so I'm gonna get this right. So I asked Bridget, how many total products does PCNA have? 2,300 products. Don't worry, you will not see all 2,300 of those in the next 30 minutes. We wouldn't do that to you. But so PCNA is, you gave me a little bit of context here, which I'll pick through. They have a lot of retail brands. So it says they're one of the largest promotional product suppliers in the industry, obviously thousands of products, a lot of retail brands like Stanley, Hydro Flask, Mophie, and more that you'll see today. They are a leader in kind of some sustainable products. So that's obviously a trend that is gaining momentum. Maybe it seems like maybe not quite like it has in other parts of the country here, but we definitely see more and more concern for that here. So they have a lot of solutions for that and a lot of recycled material options in their products. Sloan and Bridget work for PCNA. So what we're going to do is we're going to initially look at some trends that, and we actually went over this a little bit yesterday. Sloan showed us some trends that I think are going to be very interesting to you. We're also going to hit on a couple of really popular retail brands. And then we're going to kind of point you to the website where there's many, many, many more things that you may have interest in. But we're going to hit quick, kind of work down the funnel and be done by 10:35. Sound good? All right.
Yep.
With that, turn it over. I can't remember, Bridget, was it Sloan or you was going to kick us off here?
Sloan's going to go first.
All right. So let me see if I can get this screen share set up.
While she's doing that, everybody, I did share a link to the PCNA website, just the homepage, if you wanted to start like peruse around and do some window shopping yourself while she's talking and kind of going through some things.
And if you have questions, Sloan is our senior product category manager for our bags. So she does work with our, direct retail partners and has all of the goods and on trend and what they're seeing. So if you do have a question, put in the chat or speak up. I'm sure she'd be happy to offer some suggestions.
Perfect. Yes. Can everyone see my screen? Because sometimes it displays the wrong monitor. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. So nice to meet you. I'll go ahead and get started just so we make sure we have enough time for everything. So let me actually just minimize this. Perfect. All right. So one of the most popular trends we're seeing in 2024 and anticipating to continue into 2025 are these new neutral colors. So I'm sure, as you all know, the promotional space has been traditionally dominated by black, navy, and a deep charcoal. And we wanted to start incorporating some of these retail trending colors into our proprietary designs. And it was really important for us to do them at the under $25 price point, which has been an incredibly hot price point over the last 6 to 8 months. And we wanted to do this at this lower price point so that way our customers could really have access to these fashionable yet affordable styles regardless of their budget. And these particular styles here are part of the trend that we call elevated basics, where you take an otherwise like simple design and elevate it with some sort of smart detail, whether it's a shinier fabric or some sort of detail like a trolley strap, which all of these have, which makes them super easy to take as your personal item on a plane and put over your carry-on rolling bag. And to go a little bit deeper into detail into some of these, like the Daybreak backpack has a similar fabric to the Lululemon crossbody, which has been a super hot item over the past year or so. But the material that we use is recycled, so you still get that like luxe shiny feel, but in a recycled fabric. And both the Daybreak and the Greenway materials have a more luxe and athleisure feel to them. And the Fife has been flying off the shelves at PCNA since we launched it, particularly in this lighter gray color. I think the tote grab handles, in addition to the backpack handles, really makes it stand out in the assortment. So
basically, I'm just going to jump in. So basically what we have here, these are your brands. These are PCNA's brands. So what this is, just, because I think it helps me even sometimes to reflect. House brands, you're getting a trending product in a brand that'll, that allows you to save money because it's not these like higher end like retail brands, which obviously come with a premium.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these are all designed in-house by our PCNA designer.
Excellent.
Perfect. All right. So moving on to another trend that we're seeing is multifunctional travel and outdoor bags. So we have started to see a shift over the last year or so in the market away from these super technical outdoor backpacks towards a more lifestyle bag that has the flexibility to go from an everyday bag to a hiking bag to a work bag. And we see Thule as a major leader in the outdoor space who's doing a really great job at this. Their bags really have that versatility people are looking for now. And we're growing our assortment with Thule. So this Thule All Trail backpack, we actually just launched it this year, but we have a bunch of new development in the pipeline for fall 2024 and January 2025 with Thule as well. And before we discuss Topo, I want to touch on the 11 brand and the 11 Orion bag specifically. So 11 is PCNA's travel brand, and the bags that are under the 11 brand, I personally think are some of the best, if not the best, travel backpacks that you can find at this price point. The Orion bag in particular has a hidden passport pocket that's up against the back panel. It has a trolley strap, and it has a clamshell style opening, which really makes it easy to pack like a suitcase. And it has a molded pocket on the top for fragile items like sunglasses and large headphones. So going back to this whole trend of multifunctional bags, this particular bag can be used as a travel carry-on bag with everything you need for a weekend trip. But it also has a sleek and elevated enough style where this could easily go with you into the office or go on a business trip. So that's kind of what we're seeing, these bags that can exist in multiple spaces and not feel out of place.
I was going to say something real quick. So down there at the bottom, I don't know if we've touched base on this yet, but down there at the bottom where it says MOQ of 6 or MOQ of 10, that stands for minimum order quantity of 6. So if you're looking at this, you're like $99 for a Topo backpack. That seems kind of pricey. The minimum order quantity to do that is 6 pieces. So for an executive team or just for as an onboarding gift or something like that, you don't have to purchase nearly as many to have on stock or to have on hand.
Exactly. And we also, I want to point out, I'm sure Bridget is going to touch on this as well. The cool thing that we have at PCNA, we also have Beyond, where for PCNA, we have our stock items in certain colors and certain styles. But if you see like a Topo bag, for instance, and you want to do your own special color, if you want a pink bag, Topo can do that through our Beyond program, where we can do custom runs of certain colors and make things especially for you that we don't carry in stock. So that's another offering that we have at PCNA. The MOQ is a little bit higher to do that, and depends on the brand, but there's no limit pretty much to anything you need at PCNA. We can do pretty much everything through our Beyond program as well.
Minimum order quantity? I mean, I know you said it varies, but what's the range? And then what's also kind of a ballpark lead time, just so people have a feel like, hey, if I wanted to build a completely custom bag, how many would I have to buy and how long would it take?
Yes, so for Topo, you could do it for, I believe it's 500 units for backpacks. Mm-hmm. And if you use their in-season colors, they have an array of colors that they have that are in season. If you do those, there's about a 60-day lead time for production. If you go fully custom and you use a different color that they'll have to like source fabric for that's not currently in season, that'll add an additional 30 days, so a 90-day production lead time for Topo specifically.
Very good.
And speaking of Topo, so Topo Designs is a really great brand. We just launched them in 2024. So they're based out of Denver, Colorado, and they brand themselves as a travel and lifestyle company. And they bring a lot of colors to our assortment, which we really love. And if you're not familiar with the brand, just to give you a quick little overview of them. So their motto is the new outdoor, and their main focus is making outdoor activities more accessible to everyone by creating more approachable, versatile, and less intimidating outdoor gear. I'm sure everyone has seen like the huge like 60-liter hiking backpacks with like the daisy chains, where you kind of feel like, okay, if I only need this bag if I'm like hiking Mount Kilimanjaro. There's no other need for that. But Topo has really cool outdoor bags that, you know, you can just go for a walk, you know, or it's more of a lifestyle brand instead of it being this super, super technical outdoor bag brand. And they love making it a lot more approachable. So their target demographic is 24 to 36. So you're getting that mix of Gen Z and millennial. And this demographic is passionate about being active. They thrive off of experiences, and they tend to have more of a focus on sustainability. So in the promotional world, we see Topo being a great fit for companies more in the tech space, marketing agencies, more creative corporate environments that tend to have younger employees. I think that there's, depending on the colors that you choose, there's something for everyone, but generally that tends to be the customer base. And we currently have 4 different Topo backpacks in our assortment, and also 1 versatile business case that converts to a backpack.
Yeah. They all have little hidden pops of color, which I really like. They can be ever so subtle, like the solid navy has a really bright yellow inside that you wouldn't expect and you don't always see, but it's a really unique brand. Love that.
So also another brand that we launched in 2024 is Wolverine. So you may know Wolverine for their boots. However, we launched an entire line of bags and accessories. And we're really excited about this partnership because we really believe it fills a key gap in our assortment. So here's just a quick overview of the assortment that we launched with Wolverine earlier this year. Currently, we offer 9 different items. So 3 backpacks, 1 duffel, 2 coolers, 1 tool bag, 1 tool tote, and 1 waist apron. And the Wolverine customer is definitely that same customer as Carhartt, but what makes Wolverine a better choice, in my opinion, is how well made the bags are and the functionality they have at such a competitive price point. So Carhartt definitely has the brand name for sure, but the value and quality you get for the price point with Wolverine, I think it makes it a much smarter choice.
Or at the very least, a good alternative. I mean, you know, that's the challenge sometimes, is that if you don't want to come out of pocket for Carhartt, you don't have a ton of other alternative options. This creates a very good alternative that is still a brand.
Exactly. And one thing I would love to highlight about Wolverine, they are part of our ProudPath initiative. And usually our ProudPath, we talk about, there's a lot of sustainability. In Wolverine, their items are not recycled, but the reason why they're still a part of our ProudPath initiative is because they are a brand who gives back. So their Project Bootstrap advocates for and supports skilled trades. So far, they've donated over $2 million to advance the skilled trades. And we really, really love this because, you know, we do think that there are more benefits outside of just sustainable and recycled materials. There's also these brands who are giving back to the communities. And we love that about Wolverine. So just wanted to highlight that as well.
I think one thing I'd jump in here and say, one reason to give some context, I mean, obviously we're seeing, the entire industry is seeing major movement on retail brands, but we're seeing our customers have just stronger and stronger interest every day in retail brands. And so I do a podcast. I don't know if anybody on here is aware of that or has listened to it, but called The Brand Herald. And I did an interview with J.K. McKnight, who is the founder of the Forecastle Festival and still is involved in the music festival space. And he made a comment. He said, millennials and Gen Z, or younger people in general, they buy into brands. They don't buy brands. And so not only do you have this strong movement, I think, where people are merging their personal life and corporate life, where it's like, you know, if I like something in my personal life, that's what I want to use and give away to my employees and customers in my, you know, sort of work life. There's this idea that there's also the importance of having brands that these younger folks are much more interested in. Like, not only do I want to do that, merge my personal work life, but then when I do that, I still want to invest in brand, you know, buy into brands instead of just buy brands. So I think that's why some of this kind of stuff is really important, because I mean, it's just what we're seeing people care about.
We're just buying into the story in general, right? Like, and how this brand and what they believe in is also something that I identify with and I believe in. And if they're pushing it, then I am proud to wear that. And so I definitely think people are looking more into the story behind the brand and using that as like fodder for their own, you know, whatever.
Yeah. I think that's the strongest message, Brett. People are, when you have this bag, not only you're not talking about the bag, but you're talking about all that they're doing into the middle schools and high schools and colleges for the next generation of skilled workers. So it's a strong influence.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll kick it to Bridget.
Yep. So at PCNA, like Landon had stated, we have over 50 retail partners that we work with, and Stanley is, you know, speaks for itself. I probably don't have to say what Stanley is, but it was our most successful brand launch today. We came out with just charcoal and cream. We were lucky enough last year in 2023 to gather those, and we sold through everything, couldn't get enough stock. But this year we've gotten some really spot colors like the azure blue, you might see lilac, mist. If we go to the next slide, we've added a matte black, or we've been fortunate enough to get a matte glow, so it has a little bit more of a sheen rather than a matte finish. And then we've got an alpine and this jade, so they're more trendy, outdoorsy, kind of is fitting with the Wolverine and the outdoor travel. You're kind of seeing that theme carry on just in a marketing space. But these are, once we get that color in and once it goes, that's it. So it's kind of a limited edition. So if you can get your hands on the alpine or the jade, they're only a limited time offering. So we're really excited to be able to have those colors. And then the fog is kind of like a light gray, just very trendy. Again, earthy style that we're seeing carry from the bags to the drinkware and into so many other categories. So we have those in stock right now. And then we also have, I mentioned Hydro Flask, or Landon did at the beginning. So on the next slide, yep.
You missed it a little bit, but how is stock just in general on Stanley? Because I know that's been a challenge, not just on these special edition, but just in general. Like, it seems like you have product.
Great question. We are getting stock. So we have stock in the black, the frost, and the greens right now, as well as I think lilac. We continue to get stock. So we just got word we're going to be getting 90,000 more units in the 40 ounce, 30 ounce. It'll be a combination of those. And then the ice flow, that's another style of the Stanley that we're currently out, but we have stock en route. It's actually on its way to arrive. So I feel like it's looking good, and I think we'll be ramped up for the back half of the year, getting those 90,000 units and more. We're one of Stanley's top suppliers to go to. So great question. And if we don't have a Stanley, we're fortunate enough, Hydro Flask is one of our, it's a phenomenal partner of ours. They have cooler bags.
That was excellent.
Yep, cooler bags. They have food containers, but their tumblers are just as great. And it gives you another offering. The lid is a little bit different. Colors are a little bit different or unique. So whatever you're looking for, like in Stanley, we don't have a navy, but Hydro Flask, we can offer this great indigo. We didn't have black in Stanley. We had black and Hydro Flask. So we've got something for every customer. We also have our own proprietary products. And a 40 ounce, that would be $9.99 or $19.99. So we've got that full breadth offering, but we love Hydro Flask. And I will show you, I have one more slide, and I'd love to go to the website and kind of show you some different offerings of what we can get for Hydro Flask through the Beyond program. That I think everyone's wanting color. They're wanting the latest trend. You're going to see a lot of earthy colors, but we've got a lot of pastels. So if anyone's looking for that, I will share my screen after the next slide and show you some of those offerings. So the next slide, I just wanted to quickly spot on Mophie is one of our strongest in power banks and tech. Sometimes it's got that Kleenex name, right? Whenever your phone needs a charge or your computer, oh, I need a Mophie, you might hear people say. So it's a really strong brand image in the power bank space, but one of our top sellers is that 10,000 mAh. You can charge your computer, phones up to 10, 12 times just with that one unit. Great price point too. And then in outdoor speakers, We have a ton of solutions. We have Sony, we have Bose, we have Skullcandy. That's a strong partner as well. So kind of share on the website where you can kind of find those. This is a great outdoor speaker with an IPX7, meaning it can handle all the wind, the debris of dust. And if it falls in the pool, you're having a great time. Water side, as long as you get it out in 30 minutes, you're going to be secure and good to go. This is like that hot time for outdoor speakers. There's golf outings, there's music, you know, sitting by the campfire with your family. It's just everybody really likes to have something to take on the go too. And then we did bring on new this year were 2 Sony headphones. This is the one with the active noise canceling at 160, and then we've got the regular Sony headphones without the active noise canceling for 59. So some really nice price points and brand names there. If you'd like me to jump on the website, I can share my screen and show you quickly. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so here's the Mophie tab. If I just go into the search bar here, I can look through all of the Mophie top sellers. You'll see here highlighted deep inventory. And this one is really nice if you're looking for a great gift giving. This is that Go Rugged. It's an amped up power bank, but it will have hazard lights that are white, like a strong flashlight, a red blinking light. Maybe you do a lot of camping. There's 2 USB charges, and there is a jump. So we've had actually a field sales rep on our team that had to jump their Ford Explorer using this. So it does work, but I know it's a little higher price point, but it's a really unique gift. So maybe if it's that holiday or an anniversary gift, we like to look at that.
Bridget, really quickly, will you just kind of like hover over the brands there so that they can just get a
Oh,
quick
sure,
view?
great point.
Like
So
if you
under here
there you
are
go.
20 that are featured that are really like our feed bag is new. So we'll kind of highlight that. Greatness Wins is a new apparel. We have Herschel backpacks. That's a really strong backpack and duffel bag. High Sierra is a strong outdoor brand. Hydro Flask. Clean Canteen is another drinkware brand, and it's a B certified. It's a family run company, but they were the first to make that non-toxic outdoor or outside paint coat. It's called the Clean Coat. Mophie, Rocketbook, Skullcandy, Strong headphones, earbuds, and then they just came out with speakers this year that are, every time they come in, that stock is flying. So we continue to get stock almost every month. Sony, Stanley, Stitch Golf, if we've got any golfers out there. It is made in North Carolina. It's a strong brand for us that we just brought on. Beautiful fabrics and textures. So if you're planning that golf outing, we can take a look at that apparel. 10 Tree is another apparel line in blankets, B certified organic cotton. Thule, Sloan mentioned, and then Topo, that new backpack line we're really excited about, in Wolverine. So we've got a whole breadth, but as you saw with Sloan's bag presentation, a lot of our own proprietary products, we are retail inspired, right? So we will always have the latest trends and at every price point. I just wanted to show you this new ounce. If you are planning a golf outing, this Skullcandy ounce is a great price point. It's got a carabiner holder. So out of stock again, but back in on the 15th. So in a couple of days, but it's a phenomenal piece. The base here is at the bottom. The front is the speaker, IPX7. You can always kind of check out the features here on our website. It does a really nice job of showcasing all the features and benefits. So, and if you're looking for recommendations, you know, Brett and Landon know how to get a hold of us. We can kind of help navigate based on a price point what you might be looking for.
The one other brand that I know you guys have that is kind of interesting to me, and I admittedly haven't done much with it, but is Untuck It, which is not this.
Yeah.
It's not listed feature brands, but that's like there may be some people on the call that use Untuck It in their own sort of personal life again. So it's just a lot of the times for us, just good to make sure that people know that all of the retail brands we have access to.
So we have some of their polos too for kind of the summer months. This performance knit is a really great stretchable knit, and it has a peach finish on it. So the touch on it is really soft. It's a beautiful polo to be able to offer. I know at the Untucked stores, they have all those great patterns. Ours are a little bit more solid to really hit that general corporate apparel look. So if they're looking for something in particular, you can always do a regular fit and a slim fit here.
Yeah.
Any other brand that you might be thinking of?
What's that?
Any other brand that might jump out at you?
No, I think, we're at 10:30, so we're going to start, kind of heading towards the finish here. I think for me, I mean, first of all, as always, I want to thank everybody for taking the time. As I mentioned up front, there's a lot of demands on people's time. The other thing I would say is just a big part of what we're trying to do is just continually make sure that everyone understands all the retail brands we have access to, not only through PCNA, but other partners as well, and in some instances directly. But to really just drive home the point that as we see our customers more and more like using things in their personal life and wanting to bring that over into what they're doing at work, essentially, that there's a high likelihood in a lot of instances that we'll have access to those brands. And then when we don't, every now and then we'll find one that, maybe they haven't entered our space. There's always something that we can find that's similar. And then the great thing too is what our partners have done is a good job of then creating house items that are taking advantage and paying attention to the same trends that the retail brands are, but providing options that, look the way that you need them to look or quality, but also hit better price points. So you've got a good range, depending on what the use case is. But so if you have any questions, please pop it into the chat. As everybody knows, sampling is, we're big on sampling. So anything you've seen here, you go to the website after, and we'll do some individual follow-ups for sure. But if there are any samples that you want to see, please reach out to us. We'll work on those. And even, and it varies on the item, but I know that, Bridget, there's always the opportunity too for like spec samples. And what we mean when we spec samples is one finished product. In some instances, they can help us out with either free spec sample or a reduced price, or sometimes there's a cost, but they understand that sometimes it's helpful for people to see one finished product before, they place a purchase for a larger quantity. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Brett, you want to add anything?
No, I think it's all well said. Great job, Sloan. Great job, Bridget. Thank you so much. Yeah, but tons of great brands. Feel free to peruse around the website. 2,300 products, as Landon mentioned. It's impossible to get to all of them today, but PCNA has been around for a long time, and they've been doing it really well for a long time, and they have grown. And there's a reason why they're so big.
Yeah,
Great.
We've got something for everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here and the time to do this. You know where to find us if there's something we can help you with. Next month, July, our partner is Visions Awards. So as we, believe it or not, we're going to be halfway through the year. We're almost halfway. It's just crazy. We're going to be start looking to fall, gifting, recognition, those kinds of things. So be on the lookout for information on having them on the partner series. So thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you.